Good afternoon, teachers and everyone. My name is Hoang Thi Bich Hanh. 20 years ago, when I was a child, I used to travel from Bumhat City to Nha Trang with my parents, and we came across Phoenix Mountain. There was stunning views of forests and gigantic trees covered from the top to the bottom of the hills. But now, later on, when we came back to that area, it was a big shock. The land became empty and no more trees. Now we had the official work to call this situation deforestation, and that's the topic I would like to share with you today. Deforestation is the act of humans to clear the land and cut down the tree for economical purpose. And according to World Bank, 10 million of square kilometers roughly were destroyed in the early of 20th century. That means every ounce of forest with the size equivalent to Switzerland were cut. And tick, 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 every second forest with a size of the area of a soccer field is destroyed. It's very terrible, isn't it? There are three main causes for this problem. The first cause, that means humans cut down the tree for economical purpose. They need to give land to grow crops, to build a plantation, to create the castle. Second, they cut down the tree to harvest timber or to dig the fuel, particularly in the emerging market like Vietnam, where the consumer had a huge favor for wood products. And third, they cut down the tree to give land for construction, like to build the infrastructure like road or hydropower. And those means destroy the forest every single day. So what are the problems? Of course, the consequence is devastating to the society and to the environment. You know that the trees are very important to protect the water from evaporation. And now you know that we witness the significant decrease of rainfall, as well as the drought becomes severe because there are no more trees to protect the water. And in addition, the freshwater level also decreased because the freshwater from the forested watersheds decrease as well. The second serious problem is that it's directly called the destroy of biodiversity. The animals of lands become die or extinct because there are no more home for them. And every day, while humans produce products, they emit the CO2 to the environment. And we know that only trees, these are the only factor can handle the CO2 matter, the greenhouse effect. And when there are less trees, the problem becomes more serious. And lastly, as a human, we witness and we experience the side effects of climate change. That means more serious and devastating disaster like the flood or the storm or the drought or the landslide. And as Vietnamese people, I believe we have seen this in the historic flood in the center of Vietnam last year. So what are the solutions for this problem? This is a very, very challenging situation, and the problem is serious. So we need to tackle this problem in three main actions. The first action is that we need to change the way we do things. We cannot cut down forests just for agriculture. We need to change the way we grow the trees. We need to apply more like sustainable practice into the agriculture. For example, some technology to increase the efficiency of land. Therefore, we can reduce the land we need for agriculture. Second, we need to strengthen, to reinforce the way we protect the land. There are a lot of technology like satellite observation, which can give us the accurate data to protect the land. And I believe if every government tries to have the precise and appropriate observation of the land, they can protect or regulate their department to do better in terms of protect the forest. And lastly, but the most important one I would like to emphasize, as our group propose to the problem, that's we cannot rely on the government or individual to replant the trees in deforested area anymore. And we know that it is not effective as on as we have seen for many years. It's time to turn replanting plans into the jobs of the corporate. It should be the corporate responsibility. So how we turn this action to the cost strategy of every business? It's very simple. You can apply the practice like the CO2 license in America. If one company produce CO2 to the environment, like the manufacturers or the factory, they need the CO2 license. So how they get the CO2 license? They need to buy from the organization that plant trees. So by giving the economical benefits to the organization that plant trees, we can ensure that there are very effective force which every day plant trees in every part of the world. So as a child growing up to a Bumatha city, which used to be the biggest forest area of Vietnam, and witnessing the deforestation happen every day is heartbreaking. So therefore, I would like to share more talks about this serious matter. Thanks for listening.